he would be like overwhelmed with the medals that he has right now. And I hope I'm actually, I know he knows he's got them. So, but yeah, it's bittersweet because he can't hold them.
It is unimaginable grief that no mother ever wants to have to endure. But Sue Schmitz is living it daily. Tonight marks 1 year since her son Jared was killed as the U.S. pulled out of Afghanistan. Jared was just 20 years old.
And tonight only on 4, his mom on the love, the loss, and St. Louis's great support. Here's Caroline Hecker.
I kiss him right there when I leave.
There is no deeper grief than sitting at the grave of your child. Sue Schmitz never envisioned such agony when her then 8-year-old son Jared shared something with her one day after school.
It was 3rd grade. I went to pick him up from school one day, and as we were walking out to the car, he said, "Mom, I'm going to join the military when I grow up." And I thought, you know, where is this coming from?
He stuck with it through his time growing up in St. Louis, eventually graduating from Fort Zumwalt South in 2019. She remembers when Jared dragged her to the recruitment office to sign off on his decision, only 17 at the time.
Who wouldn't be terrified as a mother? I don't choose to go to the dark side like immediately.
Little did she know the dark side was coming. Jared graduated from boot camp in October of 2019, then stationed at Camp Pendleton. In April of 2021, he was deployed overseas.
I was so relieved when I found out it was Jordan. I'm like, well, that's the least scary country in the Middle East, I think.
But as news of a Taliban takeover in Afghanistan began unfolding, a sinking feeling took hold of her. Then came a FaceTime with Jared early last August.
The first thing he said was, "Mom, I have to go to the worst place in the world." And I said, "Afghanistan?" And he said, "Yeah." And oh God, my heart sank.
She tried to turn the conversation into an encouraging one, but she'll never forget this.
The last thing he said was, "Mom, they have suicide bombers over there." So that conversation makes me sick to my stomach every time I think about it.
Sue says Jared arrived in Kabul on August 19th, but texting was limited as he worked on post for days in a row. On August 26th, with news of an explosion making headlines, Sue tried desperately to get a hold of her son.
And I just said, please, like begging him, please answer us. And he never responded. And then my sister, Nancy, called me at like 4 o'clock that afternoon and said, "Have you heard from Jared?" And something about her, something about her asking me that just gave me a horrible feeling. And I said no, but I know I'll have a text in the morning. Then I didn't. Instead, I got woken up at 1:45 a.m. to what I thought was someone breaking in my house.
Confused and half asleep, Sue made her way to the front door.
So I just kind of pulled the curtains over, and all I could see was the silhouette of the uniform. And I immediately just fell on the floor, like, this is not happening. I crawled to the door and opened it a little bit and said, "Is he gone?" And they just both nodded.
The next few days were a blur. But a moment of clarity came, she says, when it was time to bring Jared home.
That day, wow, I didn't even have words for that.
St. Louis showed up.
I can't even say how grateful. I wish I could thank each and every person that was out there, but there's no way.
Following behind the Hummer, Sue and her family sat in silence, in awe of what was unfolding.
And I just lost it. I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are here for Jared.
The community support remains. A monument at the St. Charles County Veterans Museum will be dedicated this weekend to honor the 13 lives lost in the attack.
Joseph, Joshua, Jared. He's right here.
It accompanies a display representing all of the lives lost in the war on terror since 9/11.
He would love this.
In the year since her son's death, Jared has received countless awards and medals, among them a Purple Heart. But she wants Jared remembered for his playful side, too.
There were two sides to Jared. Jared the goofball and Jared the Marine, because that was the only time he was ever serious was when it came to the Marine Corps.
Two sides coming together to form one perfect son and a mother's love worth more than any single medal. At Jefferson Barracks, Caroline Hecker, News 4.
It's so important to keep his memory alive. To listen to Sue talk about waiting for that text from her son that didn't come.
Yeah,
Man.
can't imagine.
Wow.
Grateful that she was willing to share that story though,
Absolutely.
with us to help us know more about who Jared was. And Sue also shared that she does have something to look forward to. She's about to become a grandmother, and again, she wants to thank all of St. Louis for the support.